Welcome to the interview series from the ImageD Doctoral Network. And today we have Emina with us, and she is from UiT, the Arctic University of Norway. So Emina, I hear that this is your first interview actually with me, and you are halfway through your PhD by now, right?
Exactly.
So how have you been these past 2 years?
Good, pretty busy. I had a lot of lab experiments, a lot of new methods to learn how to analyze stuff. For the first time, I'm doing research utilizing SEM or scanning electron microscope, and I'm super excited about that. And parallel to that, I also had to take some of the courses, so I've been doing that, writing essays, getting feedback on my essays.
Okay, that's good. I think we can move to the scientific part.
Absolutely.
Later on, I would say, because you anticipated also some of my questions, let's say. But I would like to know, how would you describe your typical day in Tromsø, which is like far away above the Arctic Circle? So how do you feel about all that new experience?
Oh, I love it. I love the cold, I love the dark. I've been feeling amazing here. My typical day in Tromsø, well, actually, I feel like I have two typical days during my week. One is always the lab day, and the other one is analysis meeting day. So usually, if we do an isolation of our cells directly from the source, so primary cells, I come here early, do my isolation magic, hope that that I get enough cells to plate them, and I spent my whole day just going through the protocol, plating my cells, and the next day treating them and continuing on with some sort of essay. And then I have this, I call them office days, which I actually count microscopy because it's a very chill day for me. I love doing it. Or I just do some results analysis, either in Excel a little, and then I clean it up nicely in our studio, make some pretty graphs, take some meetings, and that's it.
That sounds really nice. So since you mentioned already your lab routines and also some of the techniques that you're doing actually right now, so what is your overall project for the PhD? Could you tell me briefly about your topic for your PhD journey?
Absolutely. So my main cells are LSEC, or liver sinusoidal endothelial cells, a mouthful, but that's why we have the short one. I personally use mouse models, so we isolate directly from mouse liver, and then we observe the cells after we bombard them with different substances. In my case, a medication called valproic acid or valproate, which is an antiepileptic. That's still widely used, and I'm investigating how it affects LSEC and their function and their ultrastructure.
Interesting. So since it's a kind of a new topic for you, like did you have to take any particular courses during these past years? Even you mentioned like you are dealing with scanning electron microscopy and things like that. So any courses that help you throughout these methods?
So with that, I rely exclusively on my lab colleagues and people at our electron microscopy department. But at UiT, we have to take 30 ECTS of classes, and we have two obligatory ones, which are theory of science and ethics and science communication and innovation, or the other way around, innovation and science communication. So these two I took this semester. I'm still not finished with theory of science. I'm still waiting for my results for science communication, and those are the ones that every PhD student at UiT has to take.
Okay. Seems really a very intense program, I would say, with all these courses. So at this point, like you will, based on the courses that you take and also the experiments, like how do you normally approach towards your work? Like, you have any particular ways, like, reading literature, then how do you plan your experiments and things like that?
Yes, so when I started, obviously I had to read the literature both for basic science to learn more about it and to go into the methods. Before every experiment, I plan it out either by myself or with someone who's a little higher up. We usually try to maximize our LSEG output, so that if we have more cells than we need, that we can donate them to other people. So if we have more cells than we need, so that we give them to other people in the lab, so that we all can use as much cells as possible, because we don't do isolation every day, every week. And then I always, the day before, I go through my protocol and through my notes, so I can wake up and with clear head and intention, so to speak, so I don't have to rush or panic, and I just show to work, take my lab book, and start working.
Okay, nice. I know that you are just halfway through your PhD, but still, like, maybe you have some interesting results already that you would like to share about, or anything like that you have achieved. Like, doesn't matter just results, but also, like, I don't know, any conferences or anything relevant scientifically that you are proud of maybe?
So far, not yet. I have been accepted for poster sessions at 2 conferences here at UIT, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I think this year my first paper will be published, and maybe the manuscript of the second will also be done. But regarding science and research, I actually am super happy that I learned all these new methods, both in the lab and on the microscope, because that was something that I really wanted to learn during my schooling, but I didn't have opportunity to do.
Okay.
So I'm actually pretty proud of that.
That's good.
Just that
yes.
I can do it all by myself now.
Yeah. I think it's all part of learning process, and that's really good that you can develop all these new skills in these years that you have. So now I have to ask the mandatory question, let's say, about your future plans. Since we are towards the end of our interview now, so what are your future plans? Like, did you set any specific milestones?
No, I don't have a tendency to do that.
Yeah. I completely agree.
Yeah, I just like to. I know what I have to do in order to graduate with my PhD, so I'm doing that. So we have some papers, some conferences to attend, some more research to be done. But that's it for me.
Yeah. I really like this answer. Like, I think it's hard to also plan and predict the future, so it's good to also live day by day, I think.
Exactly.
But whatever happens in your future, all the very best for, and I hope that you get all the success that you deserve.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us. Thank you.